us.
Hey everyone, I'm Caroline Rena, and welcome to the Ride of My Life podcast. This is my poem talks, and I'm creating something here, which I'm not 100% sure what it is yet, but something's going on. I'm recognizing new things are happening. I'm recognizing some things that I need to kind of put in process to help share what I'm doing. There was someone who made a comment in one of my posts from Father's Day. I shared a poem that I'd written about my dad and my relationship with him, and she's like, you need to get your book out. And I'm like, okay, but there's an interesting twist here because the book isn't just a poem book. So anyway, there's a tease, whatever that means. Hopefully get this thing going because I've got a lot happening. But here we go. So there's a lot of all good things happening. I am still going through my own changes and shifts and just recognizing I used to have a fear of the unknown, and now I'm just having an interesting observation of it because that I feel is part of what our life is about, is just playing in the sandbox and being okay with the unknown and seeing what's coming up. And I really don't know, but I'm getting like little hints, I guess. I don't know. And timing, forget it. I don't know about timing, what's happening with timing right now. So it's just very interesting. And today I'm going to share a poem that's a little more, it's close to my heart because years ago I was just diving into spirituality, Native American spirituality, and I was in the military at the time, and I was on a tour and throughout the United States. And when I was in Texas, there was this powwow, and it was the first one I think I've ever been to up until that point. And I met this man, and he has since died, and he was a powerful presence in my life, and he helped me to see things about myself that I wasn't able to see at the time, and helped me to walk through some things. Very, very kind elder. I think he was from the Kiowa tribe, but I can't remember for sure. But anyway, one day I remember we were talking, and he just said, I think I want to give you the name Hummingbird. And I was like, okay. And he's like, well, and I'm thinking hummingbird and like just as a bird, right? And there's so much meaning behind the hummingbird. There's joy, there's movement, there's it was incredible. And so he named me Hummingbird, and ever since then, a lot of the things I've been doing have been based off of hummingbird energy. And I also found, interestingly, that my middle name, so Hummingbird, one of the meanings is joy. My middle name, Rena, also means joy. And I was like, okay, this is a good connection. And what it feels like is my life is a process of finding joy. And that's what that's what life's about, finding peace, love, joy, connection, but it's all within ourselves. And the deeper we go inside of ourselves without looking externally for answers, which I've found, the more peace, joy, love, connection, etc. We can find. That's what's been happening with me. And I'm really thrilled about this. And the biggest thrill is I finally got, people say I'm brave, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, but I finally got to the point where being a writer, words are obviously important to me. So I finally got to the point where I have updated my website. It's showing what I'm intending and doing now in relation to the poems and, a bunch of different things. So if you could check it out and give me some feedback, that would be wonderful. I would be grateful for that and appreciate. anything you have to say, be as kind as possible, but be, what do they say? Constructive criticism, as opposed to, you suck. Anyway, because I know I don't. I know I have my quirks. I know I have stuff, just like everyone does. But I don't suck, I'm finding that out for myself, and I think that's really powerful for me. And anyway, all right, so today I am introducing this Through the Eyes of the Hummingbird. And this poem was written still during my process, my really deep dive process when I was living in Central Florida. And this was on August 23rd of 2021. And this was still the time frame where I was doing a poem a day. So this is kind of stretching itself out here because there's so many poems to share and talk about. And so anyway, so this is the poem, and here we go. Through the eyes of the hummingbird, I can now see. I am grateful to know myself and finally meet me. I have learned many things through the years. This is true. To fly back into me and find myself anew. The years have been hard since carrying the pain of the generations and humans in the world I could not explain. Why I could not feel the joy that is my right. So one day, just being curious, I decided to take flight. To go into places I never thought I would be, desperately looking out there to find me. Who is this person? I didn't even know. Going hither and yon, not really understanding where to go. The hummingbird took me on a journey so vast, going into the pain and to see the contrast between the pain and the joy. Like giving birth to my children, I could hear that voice down deep inside me that said, you need both to live. What does that mean? I have nothing left to give. The pain is needed, or you wouldn't know how to give and receive love and feel the joy in you now. Well, that didn't make sense. Or what is it about that? I'm falling quickly. Please help me. Stat! Why must I go through all of this pain? Because look what is there when you finally regain the love that is waiting on the other side of the birth. Look at me now, flying this beautiful earth. I see what you mean when you say this. It's true. If not for the pain, life would not have this different view. True perfection is not where there's no more to add. It's where there's nothing left to take away. Now I am tagged. To go forward with this feeling down deep inside that had me fighting and resisting and trying to hide so I wouldn't have to feel it. And guess what? I do. Now it's okay. And had I not, would not have learned what's true. Okay, well, it fits. It always fits. It's crazy, but every time I do this podcast, the poem talks, and I go back in time, it still fits. And that's what I think is so interesting about this process. And the more I release, the more I connect, the more I find joy, the more I find self-love, the more I find who I am in this world, on this planet. And I'm also deeply, which is interesting for me, connecting with my soul. And I'm like, my soul, my belief, my experience, my experiment is, I feel like my soul chose these things to happen in my life so I could learn and experience compassion, love, learning how to set boundaries, learning how not to be codependent. These are things that I've struggled with throughout my life, and now it's shifting, and I can see it, and I can share it, and I can be on here and express, the love that I'm feeling for myself, the love that I'm starting to feel for everyone else, for, the earth, for the animals, and yeah, there's always going to be someone challenging in your life. There's always going to be challenging situations outside of in here where it feels safe. But grounding is huge. Grounding is important. Grounding is something I'm working on as well, because I've been doing a lot of ascending and a lot of meditating, and it's all up here. And for a long time, I kind of felt floaty, and I didn't feel like I was connected to myself, my body, the earth, nothing. And so, a dear friend of mine pointed that out to me, and so I started doing some grounding work over the last week, mostly, probably a week. And it's been a game changer. And it's a simple process. There's many ways you can do it. One way is to go outside and just without shoes on, or and ground yourself into the earth. You can sit on it. You could, for those of you who love this whole tree hugging thing idea, it's still grounding because it goes into the roots go into the earth. So you can hug a tree, you can touch the tree, you can do whatever you want, but it's so important to ground. I used to be what I call woo-woo. It's not a judgment, it's more of an observation, because that's what my design is, to observe. And the observation is that the woo-woo thing is more just being up here all the time. And when we're not grounded, we can't settle, we can't release, we can't, or it's difficult to, I'm not going to say we can't, it's difficult to do all these things and to heal and to, let go of things and to surrender or any of that stuff, because we want so badly, a lot of us want so badly to reconnect with whatever we were connected with, the stars or God or higher power, source, creator, all that stuff. We want that so badly, but we need to remember to connect to Mother Earth. We need to pay attention to Mother Earth, because we are a part of her. We live here. We walk on her body. We drink her blood, which is considered by the Native Americans, the water is blood, the running through the veins of the earth. There's so much connection between humanity and the earth that it's just a recognizable thing in connection. One way, you can also ground is, one of the things I do is I listen to 432 hertz meditation music. That helps me ground. What happens is interesting, because 432 hertz is the connector to the earth's something. I mean, I'm not 100% sure because I can't remember. It's been a lot of information in my head, but the earth energy is 7.62, but it's raising. I just read that the other day, but our brains are set at 8 hertz, and it's very coherent with the earth, along with the heart coherency. I don't remember the name of the person who does the heart math or heart coherency, but that's something else to look into. So these are little tidbits of things that I've been looking at my whole life, just trying to figure things out and how everything fits together. I used to love puzzles as a kid, and now I'm puzzling my life into the existence of everything and the expansion of everything, and that's kind of where I'm at right now on this inner peace pilgrimage, which is leading me into the point of centering, the point of connection, the point of grounding. So it's the body and I guess the chakras and everything coming in alignment. So that's about all I have today. Remember, if you have time, if you have an opportunity, go ahead and check out my new website. It's the same, I have it at the end of the video at carolinerena.com, and I redid some things on there, changed some things up to match where I'm going, where I'm feeling, where I'm healing, where I'm connecting within myself, and to be able to share this stuff with other people. And it's very powerful, and my experiment and experience is, I'm so grateful for being able to do this. And excited, and I want to see where it goes, and who knows, I don't know, but I think that's about it. And so I want to say thank you for being here, and hope you have a blessed moment wherever you are, and looking forward to seeing you next time on the Ride of My Life podcast, Poem Talks. All right, take care. Bye-bye.